Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Once again, a very warm welcome to everyone and good morning to everyone here. Welcome to the ACM Summer School on Program Execution. So, to all the participants as well as our invited speakers for this summer school, many of you might be aware that ACM India is organizing summer and winter schools on different topics in the country to enhance education in computer science and engineering. So this is a summary school here on program execution, which for the students, especially here, the student participants, is meant to give you an understanding of how programs execute. And when I say programs execute, normally in your curriculum, you would read that you write a high level language program, you compile it, and then a processor executes it. But if you look at today's computing systems, it's a blend of networking, it's a blend of storage, it's a blend of high level virtualization and such other concepts. So program execution is a complex phenomenon. Okay, so the idea here is for you to understand how program execution actually happens on such computing systems. The first week is structured around some basic ideas related to architecture, operating systems, storage, networking, whereas the second week is focused on two domain areas. One is on high performance computing and the other one is on enterprise computing systems. So this way the first week will help you revise some of the basic concepts and then move on to the more advanced concepts and systems that you would like to understand in the summer school. Okay. Now with that, let me first introduce to you the invited speakers for this summer school. And as I introduce each of them, I would request the invited speakers also to introduce themselves to the students and say a few words or whatever they think is appropriate for them to understand with respect to this summer school. So first we'll go with Abhijat Vichare. So Abhijat is one of the coordinators of this summer school and he is very active in ACM India in computing education related activities. So Abhijat, would you please introduce yourself?
Thanks, Sharad. And as Sharad mentioned, this is School on Program Execution. It's an honor to be here. Pleasure, actually, also. As far as program execution is concerned, just like to add one more point over here that Sharad did mention that it's the way programs execute today is much more evolved than before. And one of the perspectives that we want to help you bring out is how that evolution has occurred. Uh, from that point of view, the first week is not only just a revision week, but it's also let me say, a reorientation week where the focus of the reviews will be primarily about program execution. And from that perspective, various details will be brought in. These details are something that you already know. So the review is meant to also tie up the various threads that might possibly be missing in some of you. So please do not, please look at this review as more as a way of viewing back about what you have learned and how it fits into the actual scheme of things that is used in practice. We also would like to expose you, show you your career paths, possible career paths, some of them, not all of them, along this direction when you take up a systems kind of a, when you think of a systems kind of a work. This is one aspect that we have also planned on this Saturday, coming Saturday, June 26th. And I would really I suggest you try to think about various questions and issues that you have and put them up. It's an open forum for discussion. And please go ahead, feel free to interact with the faculty. we have an excellent set of people who are lined up for you, and please do interact with them. All of them are very, very approachable. Uh, as they say in education, any question, no question is really a stupid question. So feel free to just talk it out. Uh, Sorry about that. I was supposed to introduce myself, so let me go back on that. Uh, I have been working on systems for some time, and for last quite some time, as Sharad mentioned, I have been interested in more in education. But yes, my professional bread and butter comes through writing compilers and systems work for various kinds of systems that are there. So, for example, machine learning issues that are there in these domains. That's one example that is there right now. So, uh, my own experience tells me that there's a lot of excitement that is there in this domain, the way things are proceeding, the way things are evolving. It's very exciting, and we would like you to be on board on that side of the story. So that's one of the aims of this program execution school. I hope to see you on Wednesday when I'll be looking at the OS review. Thank you. Back to you, Sharad.
So thank you, Abhijat. Uh, so while you move on, it is important for me to mention here that this summer school is sponsored by HP Enterprises, and we are thankful to them for supporting us through their sponsorship, as well as by bringing in experts from HP Enterprises to talk to you as part of this summer school, which is it's a very welcome collaboration, I would say, especially if you see that industry and academia are working together to help enhance the computing education system in the country. And IIT Goa is the host. So first of all, after this, we will have the experts from HPE, and I would request to start off with Suparna Bhattacharya. Suparna, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Welcome everyone to the summer school on program execution. So as you know, as Sharad and Abhijat said, there is a lot to program execution and lot to system software that you don't probably see on a day-to-day basis. And the session that we will be taking from HP is on enterprise computing. And I have been working on system software for most of my career. So I think it's now 27 years. So I worked on various operating systems. I worked on the Linux kernel and worked on storage systems. And now I'm as part of the AI research lab in HP. And again, even though I work in AI, it's really the system infrastructure under the covers that is constantly evolving that keeps me energized. So the point that I think I would like you and to take away from this is, sometimes people think that it's a done deal, operating systems, storage systems design, it's a done deal, right? And through my journey, I've always seen every time you said it was a done deal, there were always newer and newer challenges and newer things to do. And I hope you get a feel for those kinds of challenges and, the research problems that it introduces, and hopefully follow that journey later on in your career. Uh, so thank you. So I would um, like to invite Mohan and Raman to, Mohan, could you introduce yourself maybe?
Mohan, I think you need to unmute yourself.
Sorry, yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah, hi, my name is Mohan Parthasarthi. So I did my master's in electrical engineering from Institute of Science, Bangalore. And since then, it's been around 20 plus years in the industry. And like Suparna, I think most of my career has been focused on systems software. I worked a lot on the operating system side with the HP Unix operating system. And of late, I've been working on more on the hardware and firmware side with scale-up servers on the HP side. And like she said, I think system software is a very challenging domain. I think it keeps changing. It keeps coming back also in terms of some of the technologies come back in different forms, but it requires you to have that depth and breadth, which is very interesting, I think, and you will enjoy it, I think, if you get to work in that field. So I hope you enjoy these sessions. I think I'll be covering virtualization and some aspects of compute futures next week. So looking forward to this course. And like everyone said before, I think please make this interactive. Ask as many questions as you want, and the intent is for you to learn, I think. So please enjoy yourself. Thanks. Over to Raman, I think.
Okay. Thanks, Mohan. Thanks, Suparna. Hi, everyone. My name is Raman. I've been with HPE for about 20 years now. So like Suparna and Mohan, I spent most of my career in system software. In HPE earlier, I was technical lead for the HP Unix TCP/IP stack. So I worked extensively on the HP Unix kernel. Later on, I was part of the team that built a distributed file system for one of the HPE's products. And most recently, I have been one of the leads for writing a software-defined storage based on the Kubernetes platform for HPE. And my involvement for this summer school will be in the area of containers and Kubernetes. And I have been involved in the container technology since its beginnings with the Docker in around 2015 when it took off in a big time, and Kubernetes at the same time. And I'm very excited to be part of this and help others also learn this exciting new technology and share my knowledge and hopefully learn something new too. Thank you.
So thank you, Suparna, Mohan, and Venkat. Thanks a lot. And once again, thanks a lot for supporting this summer school. Next, as one of the invited speakers, we have with us Manu Awasthi. So Manu is a faculty member at Ashoka University. And Manu, I would request you to please introduce yourself.
All right. Thanks, Sharath. Can everybody hear me? Okay, excellent. So good morning, everyone. My name is Manu Awasthi. I'm, as Sharath said, a faculty member at Ashoka University. I primarily do work in computer systems. I teach courses on programming languages, computer architecture, operating systems. My bread and butter research typically over the course of the last 15 years or so has been around the design of memory and storage systems. And that is what sort of brings me here to this summer school, where I'll be talking to you a little bit about storage systems and file system design. As of this year, 2021, my post-education decade-long career has been equally split between industry and academia. So I have spent 5 years in academia, I have spent 5 years in the industry. So hopefully, again, that's not a guarantee, but hopefully I bring in some perspectives that sort of combined my experiences in or being on both sides of the table. So again, one thing that I'd like to mention is what Suparna said, and I completely agree. Right. Every time you think about any one of these systems, compilers, architecture, operating systems, and networking stack, whatever it is, it's a done deal. Things change and surprise you as to how nowhere even close to being a done deal this is. And then it's an exciting area to be in, and then that sometimes get lost in all the shiny stuff that we keep seeing in the newspapers and the blog posts. So hopefully at the end of these 2 weeks, you'll sort of gain a better appreciation of whatever is or all the hard work, decades worth of hard work that has been driving the next shiny thing that you'll be hearing about in tomorrow's newspapers. So I'm looking forward to interacting with all of you. And as everybody has said, please feel free to ask questions, ask as many as you can. And I look forward to talking with everybody.
Thank you, Manu. Thanks a lot. Next, we have Amod Sane. So he is also a faculty member at Flame University in Pune, and he also has industry background before moving to academia. So I would request Amod to please introduce yourself. Could you please unmute yourself? Yes.
Yeah, hi. I got my PhD from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign around 2000. And after that, for the next couple decades, I was working as an architect for search. And search was in those days especially is where many of these technologies were born. So, for example, Hadoop was a creation of some of my office mates, and they based it on some of the things we had built for search, as well as the things that Google had built for search. And in search, you get to see everything: algorithms, systems, the whole nine yards, and everything comes together. And that's where what is now called AI first got deployed. And after that, I worked on semantic search, which was a more, I guess, AI centric view of the web, where we tried to get some sort of meaning out of so much of the data that the internet has. So about 6, 7 years back, I came back to India and sort of did a bunch of interesting things like teaching little children and things like that. And out of nowhere, sort of, I got invited to start a new computer science department at Flame University. So this is my, I guess, second year as a faculty member, and we just completed our first year of in the college. And so I'm quite interested in teaching you some of these things. I'll be talking about the web and some of its protocols. The web is something that evolved out of a very strange origin, and consequently, it has aspects of technology that were not developed, strictly speaking, in academia, and it has some very strange features as a result. But it also brought a lot of new ways of thinking to the front. So let's talk about that more on Thursday, I guess. So with that, I will stop.
Thank you, Amod. So next, we have with us here Ashish Kuvelkar. So he is from CDAC. So can I request Ashish ji for your introduction, please?
Thank you, Professor Sharad. My name is Ashish Kuvelkar and I work at CDAC Pune. My career has been in hardware development. Earlier, it was embedded systems and some mainframes. Uh, and then currently, I am working in the hardware technology group at CDAC, where we design the hardware that goes into the Param series of supercomputers. So, to address the students, I would say that the architecture and the system software forms the lowest layer of the computing stack. And whatever innovations you do here, they affect the all the top layers. So, making it efficient, making it bug free, and understanding the details of what is at the lower layer helps you in writing better programs at the upper layers. So that is the significance of understanding what is inside the box rather than working just at the compiler level. And I think this is uh, commonly missed out in the academic curriculum, that they just tell you what is, let's say, object oriented programming, or what are the optimization of flags, but how do they work deep down the CPU, that many a times is missed. So I'm happy that you all have opted for this program execution course, which has been really well thought out by ACM, and I am happy to be contributing to this. And I would be taking the aspects related to HPC and the architecture of the CPU, and which begins today, and I would be there next week as well with you. So please ask questions and make it interactive. That's the way we can learn together. Thank you. Over to you, Professor Sharad.
Thank you, Ashish ji. Uh, So next, I would request Neha to introduce herself. Neha is a faculty member at IIT Goa.
Hi everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible, Sharad? Yeah. Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Neha Karanskar. I am a faculty in the CSE department at IIT Goa since 2019. So I did my MTech and PhD from the EE department at IIT Bombay, and I was a postdoc at IISc Bangalore in the Robert Bosch Center. My research is in discrete event simulation and modeling in the application areas of computer architecture, IoT, and digital twins. And I have some experience in computer architecture. I was a research member in an indigenous processor development project. This is the Ajit processor developed at IIT Bombay. So I will be conducting a session tomorrow, which is a brief review of architectural features that are required for program execution, like virtual memory, traps, and so on. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all and interacting with you all. Thanks.
Thank you, Neha. Next, I would like to request Professor Venkatesh Kamath here to kindly introduce yourself. He is an ACM India Council member and is also associated with IIT Goa.
Uh, can you hear me, Sharad?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah. Thank you. So good morning. On behalf of ACM India, let me welcome you to this summer school on program execution. About me, I'm Venkatesh Kamath, as Sharad introduced me. I'm also ACM India Council member and presently looking after organizing summer and winter schools every year. Last year, I joined IIT Goa as a visiting professor after retiring from Goa University after 33 years of service. My area of interest is computer graphics and educational technology. This is the second summer school that we are starting today in a virtual mode. To give you some insight into our selection process, this year we received all about 1,200 applications for 5 summer schools, out of which about 110 were for program execution school. After going through all the applications, we have selected about 30 plus applicants based on their background and interest. While selecting, we try to ensure that the parity in a college, geography, gender is in balance. And every year we also organize a special school only for women candidates. And this year, a school on IoT and embedded system is being held at IIT Bangalore sometime in July. All these schools are sponsored by industry partners, and the resource persons from the industry also participate in delivering lectures and demonstrations. So for this particular school, we have HPE is the partner, and they will be actively participating in different sessions. A couple of words about ACM. As many of you may know, it's world's largest educational and scientific computing society with a mission to advance computing as science and profession. So ACM was started way back in 1947, and many of you may know about ACM because of the Turing Award that's being given every year. Overall, ACM has about 1 lakh members, out of which 11,000 are from India alone, and half of them are students. ACM India's student membership is just about 1,250 per year. And being ACM member, you get access to rich online material consisting of e-learning, e-books, etc. And most advantages of is the digital library access. Since 2018, ACM India has been organizing 4 to 5 summer and winter schools every year. And these schools are typically hosted by the academic institutions in the physical mode, spread across various parts of the country. In year 2020, we canceled the summer schools due to pandemic, but then we soon realized that the pandemic is not going to go away soon. And from winter 2020, we started offering the summer schools and winter schools in virtual mode. My request to all participants is to make best use of this opportunity, understand the nature of the subject as well as the research contours that it offers. I would like to thank Sharath and Abhijat for taking the initiatives, as well as HPE for participating very actively, right? I mean, this is something that this is the first time that we are associating with HPE as a sponsor, and I'm very happy to welcome all the resource persons who have been, the last 1 month or so have been working very hard to give you this particular program. So all the best, enjoy the learning and attend all sessions as far as possible. See what best you can make use of this particular school. Thank you, and over to you, Sharat.
Thank you, Professor Kamath. We have two more invited speakers, faculty members in this summer school who have not been able to join this session due to preoccupation, but I will just introduce themselves briefly. So one is Preeti Malakar. So Preeti is a faculty member in computer science and engineering at IIT Kanpur. You will meet her in the sessions on HPC, and then you can have another introduction with her. And then we have Abhishek Thakur. So he is a faculty member at IDRBT, which is a banking technology institute in Hyderabad, established by RBI, but he also teaches in areas related to computer science and engineering. So you will have a full introduction when he takes his session. Now, any such program like this is not possible until unless you have student volunteers helping you out. So there are two TAs. TAs are essentially teaching assistants, but these are student volunteers helping out with this summer school. And one of them is present here. The other one you will meet in the afternoon session today. So Prachi, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, good morning to everyone. I'm Prachi Kashikar, and I'm a PhD student at IIT Goa. Currently, I'm working under the supervision of Dr. Sharad Sinha, and I have joined PhD 3 years back, and I am also working in the same domain as the summer school is aiming for. So I wish, I welcome every participant to the summer school. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks, Preeti. Uh, okay, that was a nice trick, Manu. I saw it for the first time. Okay, so so before we move on, let me very quickly introduce myself. So I am Sharad. I'm a faculty member in computer science and engineering at IIT Goa. I hold a bachelor degree in electronics and communication, but my PhD is in computer science and engineering. So I straddle this space from hardware to software, so to speak. Uh, my PhD was at NTU in Singapore. Then I did stints at Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, National University of Singapore, again back in NTU as a teaching faculty. Then I moved back to India in 2018 and joined IIT Goa. Okay. So that's a brief introduction from myself. Now with that, I guess we are done with the introductions. If any of the speakers have joined recently, I don't see them. Okay. Then with the permission and consent of the speakers here, maybe we can have a few questions, if any, from the participants, from the student participants. So student participants, if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and speak up.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Aditya, and it's really a pleasure to be here. Just a quick question. So, would the school be focused on fundamentals, or would you also be giving a flavor of the current research and program execution? Because that would be really interesting to understand that where the field is heading. I mean, as we all know, systems is decades old, right? So, what I want to take away from this school would be where would systems be 1 decade from now? That would be really amazing. Thank you everyone for organizing this really interesting school, and I hope to have fun with everyone here.
So
Yeah,
maybe
I think yeah, you should definitely get a flavor of that through some of the courses. Especially, I think the industry ones which we will be covering. I think it will be pretty much focused on the recent work which is happening, and some of them would be research oriented. I'm sure some of the professors will also cover the research areas in their topics, or at least give you a flavor of what to go back and read. So you should get that. I think. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, what I would like to say is that, how would system software be a decade from now is really up to you folks. Right? I mean, the thing is that things are shaping up very fast, things are changing very fast. You cannot always anticipate. So maybe we will have to be able to give an indication of the horizon of a few things that are changing, like because of the hardware advancements and because of the whole application advancements. But a lot of it is very much up to up to you and where you take it.
My way of adding to that would be to say that, look, the steps are differentials. I mean, it's a derivative problem, and the future prediction 10 years from now is an integral that is not solved. That's, as Suparna said, it's for you to really add to that. So, at least a kind of a view about how things have evolved so far and what is probably the next step that's going to be the case. That kind of a perspective, yes, I think that will come through.
And can I just add one more thing very, very quickly? So I hope at the end of the 2 weeks, what you'll sort of get a feeling of that what we call systems is a sum of a lot of very small parts, right? So you have the architecture, you have the compilers, you have your runtimes, you have your programming languages, so on and so forth. And the entire area of program execution, to some extent, or the advancements that happen in program execution, is going to be the sum of advancements to some extent that happens in each one of these individual components. A lot of us have expertise in each one of these small components. So maybe we'll be able to give you a flavor of where each one of these subfields is kind of headed. And that will allow you to kind of put all of these pieces together and hopefully get a sense of where things would be, 10 years from now. I mean, 10 years is a very long horizon, as Suparna was saying. I would love to say things, and I would also love for people to come back over here and tell me how wrong I was. So I think that's how you should sort of look at things: is take away all of these, know of all of these small components, kind of figure out where each one of these components are headed and how they would come together as a whole, maybe in a decade from now or something of that sort.
great. Any other question from the student participants?
We can't see you, so you can ask whatever you want. Just comment to the students, right? So none of your videos are on. Just feel free to ask whatever.
And by the way, thanks for that question. I think if people are in the school are really interested to that extent, it makes our job a lot more exciting.
So there is a rather housekeeping question from Shivam. He's asking, in case of absence, can we get a recording of the sessions? Well, I would say you try to attend the sessions as much as possible, okay, as far as possible, because hearing it from a person makes a difference compared to just looking at a recorded session. But yes, the recordings where the instructors have agreed for the session to be recorded, those sessions will be made available uh, after they have been conducted in a due course of time. Any other question from the student participants or comments?
I mean, is this what you were looking forward to, or I mean, what anything else that you were interested in?
I can sorry to interrupt.
Yes, go ahead, Adi. That's how your name shows up here.
I think someone else was saying something, so I was just let someone else speak.
It's fine. We can come back to that person later. You can go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. So my second question was that okay, this virtual format is not that great. Can we do something better for networking? I mean, all of you guys, probably the best crop of systems developers, engineers, scientists is sitting in this meeting. So how do we build stronger connections, right? That would be really great because the students are here, the teachers are here, and this virtual meeting format is not really helping. Maybe I'm just cribbing about things.
Professor Kamath, do you have anything to add here from an ACM India perspective?
Yeah, so give you a feedback, we got a similar kind of feedback from the last winter school. The concern was that, see, these online modes have its own limitations. But we canceled once, so we didn't want the students to be deprived of this opportunity, and that's where we thought that we will run the summer and winter school in the virtual mode, and at least those who are highly motivated would benefit out of it. Certainly, it's no substitute for a physical school where the participants and the resource persons are face to face. They are staying together and interacting, but this is a compromise in the difficult times that we are currently in. This is a compromise that we have arrived at. I mean, that's all I can say. It has its own limitations. So I saw that, in fact, there is one more school which is in progress on shape modeling. Um, Apart from the demos and, giving instructions, not much can happen. So the students have to ask questions if they have to get something very worthwhile out of this workshop and the summer school, I mean. So I think lot will depend upon what students want to know, what questions they are asking. But certainly, this could go beyond the school. I mean, this is the first time that you are able to get connected with all these people who are at the forefront of the area. So I think you try and use these connections even in the future, right? So that's all I think I can say at the moment. The format has limitations. There is no question about it. Yeah, thank you.
Are there any suggestions that you have that come to mind? I mean,
I attended a few more summer schools, and yeah, it's mostly limited to Slack or some groups. But I don't know. I mean, if people are vaccinated, okay, let's keep that aside. The point is that it would be really amazing to build connections that stay, right? Because all of us can help each other. Professors are looking for students, students are looking for mentors. So yeah, I've been struggling for a mentor for quite some time, and now I have someone. So that would be nice to just have a way.
Manu, would you like to share something regarding this networking part? Because I'm aware we have been trying a few things. You have been trying a few things.
Um, right. So I don't know. I mean, I think I agree to Adi's point about having a shared forum. Now, the shared forum could potentially be as simple as a mailing list that you guys can create among yourselves, right? I mean, most of our email addresses are online. If you want, you can create a mailing list and add us up to that. Or there are multiple other modes, right? I mean, Teams is there, and that would be around for a while, at least for the summer school. You could potentially create a Slack channel and add people there, whoever is interested. At the end of the day, it all boils down to your activity, right? I mean, if you drive that Slack channel or that email group or whatever it is that has been created, I think people would be more than interested in sort of responding to your energy. Whereas if it comes the other way around, whereas let's say ACM India or the um, organizers of the summer school create a Slack channel and sort of put all of us forcibly onto that, that does not kind of go as far. I've seen that happen. A lot of things have come up and then they're kind of fizzled out after 6 months because there was nobody else to drive it. If you think you guys have enough energy and enough enthusiasm to drive this thing, come up with something, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us would be more than happy to support it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I have one crazy idea. If you guys are willing to, I don't know. It's really crazy. What I say is that each student proposes one radical idea for a research paper, and then they deliver that paper in one of top conferences or journals 5 to 6 months from now by attaching to one of the mentors from the school. How does that sound?
Well, I think it sounds very good to the mentors, but how good it sounds to the students, that is, they have to answer that. No, I mean, the idea is very good, no doubt. But looking at a research problem and trying to publish, an approach to solving it in a top conference takes time and effort. And a lot of the students that come to these summer schools, they are currently students in an educational institution. So they have their own curriculum workload. So it becomes difficult for them to contribute to such, high-end research. Of course, I mean, if somebody is willing, we are more than happy to help. We are more than happy to mentor uh, and take this forward. So as far as as Manu mentioned, if you need help from our side, we are always there to help. Our email IDs, contact details are there, and we are very approachable. You can write to us. Sometimes maybe our response may get a bit delayed, but we do respond. I have responded to emails even after a month. For some reasons, I missed, but we do reply. But when students drive these kind of things, then it sort of stays there for a longer time, because they are the main stakeholders in these discussions. uh, Faculty members or experts from industry, they at most can work with maybe a couple of students, outside their own institutions, so they may not have that much of bandwidth. But as Manu mentioned, if you and you have a group of really interested people who would like to have such a critical mass of students, faculty mentors, industry mentors in systems areas, if you can drive it, we'll be happy to be part of it. Okay, and of course, we will help you drive it as well. It's not that we'll just leave it to you. We'll help you drive it. Uh, But when the driving is from your side, it's much more easier ride for people on the other side.
Maybe I'll just add one point there to what Sharad said and what Manu was saying, that so systems software is actually a very exciting field, both from a development point of view as well as from a research point of view. Agreed. It brings in, I mean, you require a lot of skill, you need to spend a lot of gray matter on that, and your foundations in various mathematics and stuff like that have to be very strong. But at the end of the day, it's hard. Actually, no, it's not hard. It's tedious. You need to cultivate a sense of patience to work with these things and slowly build one step after the other. So the 6 month horizon to a research paper is not really practically feasible. But you build up your foundations for about a year or so, maybe, and that's where Manu and Sharad can really guide you well, how much time it takes to build that foundation. But once that's built, the next set of work or papers or research output that keeps on coming through. So reality wise, I feel that most systems work will require an initial amount of investment in terms of time, effort, blood and sweat, where you will build that foundation for maybe a year or a year and a half or whatever it is, and then the fruits will start coming in. But during all that time, I can't emphasize this enough, it's exciting. That's all.